Have you ever wondered why it feels like the harder you work at some things, the less progress you see? It's not your fault, it's the illusion of progress. True growth takes time, and today we'll uncover how discipline and daily habits lead to monumental transformation over a period of time. Hey everybody, it's Markens again, here with the mygunners. We're talking about the second episode of our series, The Power of Habits, building these success habits in soccer and in life, really. So this episode is going to be diving into a little bit deeper into discipline, patience, how small daily actions can really create lasting success. If you're feeling stuck or impatient with your progress, this is definitely the one for you, because I think when we're trying to attain a goal or really reach out for something, through the growth development, there are going to be some times where you feel as if, okay, I'm not really pushing hard enough to get the results I want. Am I progressing? So let's talk about a little bit about the key points, all right? Transformation does not happen overnight. That's the problem that we face. That's part of the challenge, right? We want to transform immediately. Well, it doesn't work that way. Nothing ever does when it comes to building a skill, changing a habit, or really transforming into something that you're reaching for, but you're not at the moment, right? There's a process that it has to go through. Going from point A to point B takes time because you're traveling. There's a journey that you're going on. So we must remind ourselves of that. Although I do agree, we also on the other side want to make sure that we are pushing ourselves to the limit at every opportunity. Okay, so that's transformation. It doesn't happen overnight. Make sure that we're on pace, not too far behind, but certainly not expecting immediate transformation or results. The second part is a small consistent action may feel as if it's invisible, things that you're looking for, you can't see it at first, but compounded over time, it's certainly going to build exactly what you're looking for. All right. And then progress often feels slow, or sometimes even non-existent, really, be honest with you, in the beginning, especially in the beginning when you don't really know if this is the right way or the right path you're following. But the seeds you planted today will grow into trees tomorrow, given the proper care, right? You have to cultivate it. All right, make sure that it has enough water, it's in the right environment, the right ground, and allow it to grow. You do not need to check on it every day. It's just that the seeds that you're planting today, they will bear fruit tomorrow. Just give it time. And what I would say is just make sure with your efforts, you are consistent, all right? Consistently building discipline. Half the time, I like to work out in the morning, early in the morning. I like to be showered and all done by 7 a.m. if I can, right? But sometimes I don't feel like getting out of bed. I would say 50% of the time I'm working out, I don't feel like it. But you know what? I just think about the results and what it really does for me, how good I feel when I'm done. Basically, I've pushed myself to do it, and almost 100% of the time, I'm always happy I did. So it's the same thing. Most little habits, it's kind of like the way it goes. And so as it pertains to soccer, if you're talking about practicing free kicks, shooting the ball, controlling the ball, juggling the ball, whatever it is, whatever that skill is, at first it may be really, really slow. And you won't show immediate results right away because you're building muscle memory. It takes so many repetitions really for this to kind of like stick. But give it time and patience, and certainly the key is to enjoy the process. The results will be there. It's just a consequence of what you're doing. Alrighty. So focus on the process. The key points about focusing on the process, because we're talking about is you enjoy it. All right. Shift from what am I going to get out of this to, man, I got this done today. That kind of felt good. Small improvement. Be aware of your small improvements. Take a look at yourself. So yeah, I couldn't get 5 juggles last week. Now I'm consistently doing 4, 5, whatever that case may be. It leads to big things, right? And then the journey is built step by step. Just love the fact that you're playing this game. It's a wonderful game. You get an opportunity to play the game, to be part of something that a selective few get to be a part of, right? There is only, we think like the whole world plays, but where we live, it's a very selective few, and that really, really stay with it. And so enjoy it instead of really over obsessing over the scores, the goals, the perfection, and all that stuff. Just enjoy the fact that you've been part of this culture who really enjoys what they're doing. All right. And then in terms of habits that shape your destiny, look, daily habits are invisible forces that shape your future. You can't see it, but believe me, the positive habits, they create growth, energy, clarity, while the negative ones, they're just gonna cause stagnation and stress. You look at yourself, like, oh man, I'm out of shape. I used to be able to run whatever all day long. Now, well, you probably got caught into a loop of habits that create those negative outcomes, right? So habits automate behaviors, and it frees you mentally so that what you used to think about, it just becomes second nature. And that's all we're trying to accomplish here. So build those habits. So for instance, let's say for example, daily, you get into maybe a stretching routine, or some kind of like a warm-up routine where you jog, you stretch, and then you juggle the ball and this, that, and the other. Before you know it, not only are you going to feel better and more balanced, your skills, your juggling, in this example, your juggling skills are going to improve, but you get into this tune where mentally you're engaged, you're locked in, you're ready to go. And believe me, all the little things make a big difference, so I would say. And then and the habits, when they're repeated, right, they become your identity. That's the wonderful thing about it. When you're doing habits like that are creating positive outcomes, they become your identity. Your identity becomes those habits. They make who you are, right? So repeated action aligned with the values and your goals shape your identity. Is really what it does. For example, you practice in the perspective of you say, for example, if you practice being grateful for being part of this wonderful game, and you love what it does for you, your perspective changes, right? It's almost like you always want to play with a smile on your face, win, lose, or draw. And over time, that aligns with with the way your life, well, any way life around the game is. I know there are certain players they'll carry on this baggage, whatever they were dealing with off the field, they carry it with them, right, onto the pitch, and everything that goes wrong is a mountain to climb. I'm like, dude, I'll talk to him. So listen, whatever it is, make the lines around the soccer fields, make it your sanctuary. Just come in and be happy you get to play, all right? And the whole world's going to change. When you step on that field, it should feel as if the world has stopped and everything that goes on is beautiful. That's the way the game should be for you. And that can really impact who you become, and so it can impact your emotions, your relationship with your teammates, how you see the world. I mean, everything. I mean, it should, like, so now this becomes your sanctuary, and every time you don't feel like things going right, you just get out there. Maybe you juggle the ball, you take a few shots, you feel great again, and then your body releases all these endorphins, off you go running again. So those positive habits can truly become what's the creative emotional balance that can go way beyond the fields, So at least it's been that way for me and for many athletes. That's why a lot of athletes don't know when to quit, even when they get a little bit older, because they want to keep getting that good feeling back. And I want the same for you guys, to sort of like create those great habits and love that game, and create those great feelings. Okay, so those great habits create those positive feelings, and next thing you know, you can't get enough. And then once you become this person who's attracting other people like yourself, and the relationships build around, and now you build a community. So I'm definitely encouraging you to take that to heart and completely understand what I'm trying to say. Like, okay, build those great habits and really, really take them to the full extent of potentially what can happen for you. So every small choice you make and action has a ripple effect. All right, don't forget that. So a habit, when you play in, can have a ripple effect that actually transcends just the game. It goes into your life or whatever else you may be part of. So listen, success isn't about sudden leaps or about anything other than consistent, disciplined actions taken daily. All right, so focus on the small habits. All right, trust the process. Watch how growth unfolds over time. And it can go beyond the field. But if nothing else works, make sure you're applying those little habits, those little things when you step on that field. All right, make it the place where everything stops and you are just simply loving and enjoying every moment. And that can make all the difference on how you look at the game, who you become, and the type of people you actually have around you, right? Your surrounding. All right, so thanks for watching the second episode. In the next one, we'll explore a little bit more about how we maximize the compounding effect of habits on a long-term basis in terms of success. Until then, keep working on those small little habits and really be consistent. Take small steps on a daily basis. They're going to shape your future and who you become.